Hello and welcome to the mainstream. I'm Simran Shivalkar, your host for today. This is the new episode of Voice of CIO, and today I have with me Mr. James Thang. Firstly, James, thank you so much for being a part of the series and joining us today.
Yeah, hi, Simran.
Hello. Well,
Yeah,
it is my pleasure to invite you and welcome you to this episode of Voice of CIO. And I will take this opportunity to share a few things about you and introduce you as well. Shall I? Well, James Thang is the Group CIO at Help Education Group, and with over 27 years of experience spanning software development, digital transformation, and global IT leadership, he brings a deep understanding of how technology can reshape industries. Currently leading innovation at Help University, he has worked across Asia Pacific, China, as well as Europe, helping organizations navigate change, drive efficiency, and build a future ready system. In today's conversation of Voice of CIO, we will try to unpack his journey, the leadership lessons that he has taken, and also his take on the evolving role of CIO in today's tech driven world. Without any further ado, let's begin. Firstly, James, thank you once again for being a part of the series. And like I said, with nearly 3 decades of experience in this domain, can you tell us about this journey? What has been your inspiration and what has kept you going throughout? Also, if you can tell us about your role at Help University, what's involved?
okay. First, actually, let me make it a little bit of casual. It's like more on storytelling of how actually I embarked in IT. I think it's after my high school study, okay, or during my early high school study, I was first actually have an opportunity to touch, I think if not mistaken, in early 1985. So my first computer that my parents actually during the night time, we are from very, very poor family. So you only afford for sending one kids actually to a class, computer class. I remember it's a 286 computer. They have two big 5-inch, what they call it, discs that, you have to load the OS first, after that followed by the second disc for any application that you play. And slowly you become to, Lotus 123 and all the word editing tools that, you have to be DOS type of the screen layout. And if after actually I graduate from high school, after the exam, we call it SPN in Malaysia. So I was having a short break that I work in Singapore for a part-time job. For the part-time job actually is we call it garment factory,
Okay.
where they have a bit of the garment actually been put into the machine to color into different colors. There's the first time that I was be the lab assistant. Then I was the first teach to operate the computer, the piece of the what they call it, the clock color that put into one, I think it's IoT devices that measure the color of the RGB.
Correct.
So, and when I put the data actually presented, red is how many percent, blue, green and how many percent, blue is how many percent RGB. So, but its accuracy is only, I think it's about 80%. The remaining 20% actually is a mismatch of what they call that. Me and the lab assistant actually to mismatch the color, to make sure the color when you put on the things is about maybe 20 or 30 times or mismatch of color, RGB color. Then basically that will come out with the sample things actually put into the production. And this is my first touch of journey. Actually, I was touched with the computer. I found it's very, very interesting. So this actually, after the result come out, I score very well. Okay. And I get the scholarship. I was sent to study in Monash University in Australia, which actually I studied in bachelor degree in software engineering. This start my first journey. I still remember the language they taught. I think it's from COBOL to Pascal to even though for the object-oriented language like Eiffel. And then slowly they moved to Java, where we do a lot of projects, they basically the collaboration between the university and Microsoft on the biometric authentication. This is my internship project. So the biometric in the sense of we use fingerprint biometric authentication. We use our retina for what they call it for the authentication for the single sign on all these things. It was very, very excitement of the things that actually we complete the project is very, very successful. And I was offered a job actually to join Microsoft. At the same time, they sponsor me for my master degree. But very unfortunate, actually, I didn't complete. I only complete first year because due to my father health condition, actually, I have to come back to Malaysia. So I was offered to Microsoft Malaysia to continue my journey there. And then basically I found actually the job is not suitable, it's more on the consulting works. So I joined a company that more doing on the e-banking. We are the first company, I think, in Southeast Asia. We come up with the e-banking, yeah, and intranet banking. I think back in 1997. So our
Right.
customer like Postbank Singapore, the Time Parking List Malaysia, UOB, and then what they call it, BEI Indonesia, all these in Southeast Asia banking that we implement the e-banking. And I was headhunted again by Microsoft and to offer to work in Germany, which I get a better pay for the automotive industry. Actually, it's Daimler Chrysler. So in there, actually, I start my journey in manufacturing, that doing all the coding, back-end coding for Mercedes, like, how actually to customize your car. And during that time, that also Daimler going through the first, I think, second phase of digital transformation. I was fortunate to join as a group partner because during the time it's a merger between the largest Daimler and Chrysler merger. So actually, I was put the role actually to do the transformation to how to say to combine the both company the account sharing into the, we call it admin portal, that actually they can share all the share drive, all the document worldwide. And I also was to be in charge for doing thing that they call it skill DB, to put in all the skill set globally for about 300 to 500,000 employee. That on particular project, if they say you want to have the project task force, skill DB actually give you things. Skill DB purposely is to build for all the staff to update their skill set,
Right.
and also that to update all the project that involved before. So basically, it's like a skill set DB that for Mercedes-Benz and also Daimler Chrysler worldwide to form project team, which is in the early year. We call it the time they said the working culture is supposed to be global. No, that is 24-hour round record where the project actually can start in the morning, maybe in Germany, afternoon maybe in Malaysia, at night time maybe in US, for example. So everything actually is continue actually for collaboration between multiple
Right.
continent, multiple country. To 24-hour round the clock, actually, so the project can be delivered much faster. And
Absolutely.
this is my experience for the first digital transformation. And then after being so many years in Germany, I was feel tired. I come back to Malaysia. So and I joined telco in telco business in time.com. All this also built me up for all my knowledge in terms of management, in terms of what they call it, technical, in terms of architecture, design, in terms of being involved in many agile development cycle from waterfall to agile. All this basically that shaped me up to take on the CIO role today. And this is part of my journey. Of course, you asked me to talk about 27 years. Maybe that I need few hours actually to talk about the whole cycle of journey.
Right.
So this is about myself that, and of course, beside work, I'm a person who like to do the arowana fish talenting. So I groom a lot of world champion of, the fish that actually in the arowana fish competition. I win a lot of
Interesting.
trophy. Yeah, this is all my passion actually in terms of in job and also outside is my hobby. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Great. I mean, thank you so much, firstly, James, for giving us a whole and soul view of your journey and your experience throughout. Also, I understand at Help University, you are leading digital transformation across the organization. What has been your key focus and what impact are you seeing, especially for a domain like education?
So I was actually to join an institution actually to take lead of the digital transformation.
Right.
So actually, and you can see because of the pandemic, actually, a lot of industry, including education, actually facing a lot of, transformation. It has to be, it's just pushed towards all the transformation be faster. So as a education institution, we realized that, we had to be keep up to the speed of the industrial and also technology. And you can see that for the last few years, AI, all the thing is being emerging so fast. Technology is being even emerging so fast. During the pandemic in early one, those actually survive. Basically, that actually there have been at least 30 or 40% have been adopted to online portals or taking the order online. And basically and you slowly see that the trend actually is the AI is slowly taking away. Like for example, especially the agentic AI.
Correct.
Yeah, it's taking in terms of the customer service, for example. So, and we know that actually the education actually need to be changed. That so the first actually for the digital transformation in education, basically that we try to actually not say reduce the manpower actually for the cost saving side, and actually slowly doing it into the part of the digital transformation. First thing actually we are pushing all the service to be self-service based. Is how is similar to how actually bank is doing. Yeah. As you see, bank is closing a lot of counter now. It's all relying mostly on the e-banking. So you do transaction, everything, transfer, everything is all self-service online. So it's the same thing that actually that we are doing the same, that in the same, we actually slowly that utilizing our technology together with the AI to revamp our education management system
Right.
and also the learning management system, which this EMS and LMS to be transformed together.
Right.
So now, from the beginning, from the onboarding journey, everything is guided and everything actually with the help of the AI that to make the journey enrolling to be much more user experience, much more guided, and also with the help of the AI. For example, let's say you are drop out in the middle of the enrollment, let's say in the payment side. So the next actually the system able to recognize where you stop and using your email ID register and also your phone number. So we are able to retrieve back your last journey where you stop. So you are cut short a lot of redundancy that I need to re-enter my information again. I need to resubmit all my documents. So we cut short all the hassle. So from the onboarding actually towards the on the registration, we make it very very simple and compliant. For example, that with the help of some of the AI that actually help you to verify your student application visa, for example, your passport to be all is using AI based. So with the AI also that help you to check whether your photo for the student actually is that match our standard or not. If not, it had to be re-upload. All these things has to be, and also that doing the eKYC, a simple eKYC to make sure that whatever you submit is really you.
Correct.
So basically that we cut short a lot of manpower that's had to be screened through all the application one by one, which previously what we had done now become 70% is been approved and accepted by the agentic AI base. So this is what actually we have been doing for the past few months, okay, with the help of the new EMS window. So and also that from also we enable the auto timetabling. So basically the last time it when especially the Hazel actually is for the registrar and also or they call it registry to come up with a timetable. How actually you come up with a timetable then can able to fulfill everyone's no crash for the classes, no crash for the program, no crash for the lecturer, and also no crash for the student. So now actually AI able to give you a very how to say crashing less timetable with the help of AI. Then eventually it also make the student during the add drop period after you do the course selection and during the add drop because that the AI already tell you to prevent you to choose any courses or any classes that crash with each other. So with this reduction, so and we can see that 98% has been reduced for the add drop. Why? Because the 2% actually is those that they have to be because they have some existing students. They will deal with the thing actually to make sure the courses won't crash so much. So it's only very minor 2%, and we are actually finding the AI based things, and also that because that we are having two campuses, it's about 1 hour's driving distance. So between two campus traveling time. So the management said that it tried to utilizing all the classes, the utilization class. So some classes, let's say it cannot fit in campus one, maybe you need to set to the campus two. So but put in time that you have 1 hour or 2 hour buffer for them actually to travel across the campus. For we have our university buses to travel around the campus to pick the student to what they call it to assess the make sure they are actually not miss the class. So all these things actually be done using our system. And for those students, that postgraduate students especially, we already have the learning management portal. That actually all they do actually email has been scheduled sent to their email with all the link to the LMS portal, and where they can log into the LMS and whether it's either it's a pre-recorded video or basically it's online classes that conduct according to the schedule and timetable. And of course that the transformation also involving, let's say for example, how to cater if lecturer having medical leave. So the system also able to send notification class today is cancelled due to lecturer. What actually lecturer need to do is just that put the status there there, MC, and basically it's all automated. So with all these things, and also that we also implement the e-portaling for the online exam that working together with some of the China technology for the e-portal services by applying, we call it human behavioral analysis features inside. So the right now the AI able to detect, are you actually right now, like for example, right now I'm having exam there now with the camera on. Am I actually focused on my exam, or I was look around that try to seek for any answer of the thing. So with this advanced technology being applied in, so it's up to the exam supervisor. Is any suspicious copycat happen? It's led to for the supervisor whether they will be review the video and whether they want to allow them to continue the exam or not online with e-portaling. So beside that, we introduce things like, for example, more innovative. We call it e-portfolio in our LMS for all those student, online student or remote student that actually study on our online courses and also micro credential courses. They're able to be award. We call it e-badges, and also that the transcript, everything actually is all online. It will follow you forever. As long as our university is there, your transcript, your scroll, all your e-badges will be there. So basically that for our alumni right now, beside that, they have all the e-portfolio where in outside industrial, they can easily go to our portal to verify whether this student, that this staff or this employee they're going to hire, is this they are really whatever they submitted is actually from Help University or not. So with the identification number or student ID key into our online system, we are able to tell this is our student graduate in which year, under which course, and of course you have to be paid in order to get his transcript. Okay, so you want his transcript, you pay maybe 50 or 100 ringgit Malaysia. The system will allow you to download his transcript, including the e-scroll. So this is part of the thing that initiative actually to help the university to generate some of the minor income from the online verification certification processes. So this is part of the, you will ask me to talk about the transformation. There are a hell lot more actually we can do in the university, including that, I have been implemented before. We call it digital e-wallet. Actually, they can use actually for the international school student and also our university student actually to transact using the e-money. Rather than you having the physical money right now, actually is all e-money transactions. They have been implemented before, including that by implementing the license plate recognition LPR for the parking system. So basically, the car coming in, you don't need to wind down your windows with a car plate. If you're registered, you season parker, you will open the barrier for you. If not, you have to tap your credit card in order to go in. So everything actually is using the technology innovation that we have partnered with most of the China university, and also some of them actually from US also, and also from UK. Our we call it our collaboration university that actually that for the technology exchange. So and the aim basically also that we try to make our university to be the first AI-based university to be in Malaysia, and also that our university has been participate in Malaysia government the AI. They call it AI Roundtable. They want AI chapter actually for Malaysia AI, what they call that, for all the industry outside, for SME, for enterprise. We have one, we call it consortium, the Malaysia AI Consortium, that help actually is as a partner of the university to train more talent actually to champion into AI industry. Yep.
Great, great. Thank you so much, James, for once again elaborating so much on the initiatives of digital transformation at Help. Again, taking cues from there, you've said AI has made a lot of impact on kind of moving these kind of initiatives, and the whole process of digital transformation has gained a new impression, sort of, when we talk about today's technology. Against this background, from your perspective, how has the role of CIO changed today in the recent years? How do you see the responsibilities have become kind of, there's a shift in terms of roles and responsibilities when we talk about new age CIOs?
So you mean the role of CIO has been changed respectively?
Right,
Yes,
right.
because of the, a lot of act has been approved. For example, in Malaysia, they have a new
Right.
cybersecurity act. Then they have what they call it, the new data protection act has been come out. So a lot of people asking, so is this a role of a CIO to champion in this cybersecurity and also the data protection, PDPA, all these things? Of course, for the small SME, they can't afford to having multiple roles. For example, that cybersecurity is supposed to be the role of CISO, Chief Information Security Officers. And basically, the role of the data protection, the PDPA, all this is to be fall under the data protection officer, DPO. So that throughout, because of technology changing and also the what they call that the AI, everything is that the landscape basically had to be changed, but the fundamental is still be the same as many years ago. Because right, you are talking now to save up your data. You are talking now how actually that to make sure that your customer information that you store
Right.
is not being leaked. And today is much more in advance how actually you make sure that all your supply chain is compliant with all the DPA and also the cyber security. Because if you ask me today, AI of course that it become a double a knife lah. You can be used for the good side, and also the AI also can be used at the dark side. Especially now a lot of cyber attack actually is all agentic AI based attack.
Right.
So basically that how actually you ensure the malware or the ransomware is not from your carry from your collaboration party and also collaboration partner. So all these things actually had to be make the CIO role become much more stressful, I would say. Because right now you not just make sure your institution is safeguard, you also need to make sure that the collaboration partners and also the supplier compliant with all the cybersecurity, at least that the scorecard that has been raised in certain
Correct.
levels, because you don't want actually all the data you interchange with them. They read the data, not you read the data, but the data actually is your student information. This also will make us caught into trouble. That's like, for example, let's say we work with the partner with the, for the passport verification and e-portaling. And all
Right.
this actually, the student information had to be involved in order actually to make it work. And how if let's say the e-portaling partner actually is the one to get the data compromised. But in our student, we will say, hey, no, the data actually is giving to you. I know nothing about the e-portaling system. So actually we will be in trouble also. So
Correct.
now the role actually become much more, I would say, responsibility will be much more heavier, that we had to be work together with the cyber risk and data governance team to make sure actually that our institution is always follow the guideline from the authority, and
Right.
also the latest software patch around for the system we are using.
Great, great.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you said rightly that, the role of CIOs and CISOs is quite changing, especially in terms of the guidelines and compliance that we have been following, new and upcoming guidelines in terms of GDPR or DPDPA. So I
Yes.
think, yes, we are quite observing a shift. But from your point of view, James, what emerging technologies that you think can make some of the biggest impact in terms of education and enterprise in the next couple of years?
I think the first thing I will, as I mentioned, the cybersecurity and also the
Right,
agentic AI.
right.
Because in the next few years, you can see now that, probably, for example, let's say, for example, agentic AI.
Yes, it is
Now,
making
now,
great
now you
waves.
can see that a lot of online courses and all these things, the 8-second recording of me,
Right.
James, okay, with my voice and my face, it can easily turn into AI tutor or agentic AI actually, that with my face, with my
Right.
voice, speak in Germany, speak in France, speak in any language you choose.
Correct, correct.
Yeah, so we are actually exploring together with deepfake. Deepfake actually that actually we have actually explored deepfake. A lot of people think a deepfake actually is a scam tool that to use it to scam people, all these things. But if you think in positive side, if deepfake can make you, why deepfake cannot use it for teaching?
Right.
Yeah, turn yourself into 24 hour by 7 online pre-recorded that teaching. And basically that with the future of technology, I believe that it can be real-time AI tutor that actually talking to you, like for example asking question and able to give you the answer in human-like form. So
Correct.
you are not sure whether you are really talking to a real person or you are talking to agentic AI
Agent. Correct.
avatar. So this is the things that I will see in the futures, and also that AI in existing that in terms of production, the accuracy, and in terms of that, for example, especially in industrial, they need a lot of mathematic calculation. For example, the space technology, they have to calculate how many fuel needed to go to the Mars, for for example, that what is the weight, what is the trust in terms of the the AI in a lot of things. For example, AI in transportation, that it will be based on the information feed. It will be suggest you what is the best time for you to depart. Let's say in very, I think you can see that during the festive season in China, the traffic is terrible. So with the help, I think China actually is utilizing the AI to plan a very comprehensive schedule for all his citizens. What is the best time for you to depart or cross city or intercity, which will reduce 30 to 50% of the traveling time. This is what actually I see what the AI has been done. And also that, for example, that a lot of, I think in Singapore or even though in China, all the border right now is all self-service counter checking. There's no more custom officer sitting in front of you, hand over the passport. If you travel Singapore recently, you see it's all passport. You just, we call it e-passport thing like that. You just do it yourself, do your face recognition, put in your finger on the screen to capture your fingerprint, and actually you are free to go in the border. So, and also that in terms of the cyber security, that, technology together with AI, cyber security in terms of things that, for example, the Security Operations Center, SOC, slowly will be replaced by agentic AI SOC. We create AI SOC, which actually I would believe it will be happen in very, very soon. And also that another emerging thing actually is all the data analytics, and also that we call it predictive analysis. This also become because big data is become much more common. A lot of data is being collected in terms of, like, for example, especially from online shopping. Then basically that will be put toward using the things that you will become a target audience, that you even though that you familiar of social media, you only push the topic or item or shopping cart list that you are interested. How they know what is your interested, that there are many algorithms that, for example, you always like to see, for example, a lipstick, for example, or you always like to stop for a while to watching all the perfume or any car video. So all these things has been big data that have been collected from all the shopping platform, from all the social media, and those giants like Google, Facebook, they already have substantive data actually that will learn your behavior and learn all the things. So the kids today, I think, in terms of in education, kids today, I think they learn better from YouTube. For example, my daughter, he learned the American accent from one of the what they call that YouTuber from United States. So, and he learned a lot of things, that, for example, that the school teaching become supplement. I would say he learned more from all the YouTube and from all the social media platform rather than she learned from school. So I believe that it's solely the education industry has been facing some restructure and also disruption because of the common use of everything is go online, including that right now order foods with so convenient. It's just in Malaysia that we call it Grab Fruits. You just go to the thing and you can order anything you like to eat from multiple locations and send to your house within maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So the technology to be focused, I think, is on AI, because AI actually that they slowly can champion in many industries. Cybersecurity, like for example, one of the things I would say that AI SOC, the AI, I won't believe that human eye can see the firewall logs that produce few thousand logs, I think, for a few minutes, compared to the AI that actually able to do that. For example, that we have recently put our Palo Alto firewall logs into one of our partners that doing the AI SOC. Within 48 hours, actually, we capture about the system, the AI SOC able to analyze more than 250 million.
Correct.
Within 48 hours logs. Do you think human eye can process 250 million logs and tell you which one is a potential attack or which one actually is a bad IP? I don't think human able to tell you that detail. So AI slowly will be replacing human jobs, especially on the frontliner, the customer service, while we are sleeping. And also the AI actually can be turned into the teaching. Using the agentic avatar AI in online digital learning. I think today, you see a lot of video from China TikTok meetings that online selling actually is all AI generated. You won't believe it, that what you see in the video, everyday content is changing based on their product, based on the analytics. It's all AI generated thing, because that they have your video of your footage, your face, and they create a targeted stock clip video that for specific product, that to introduce and to give the what they call description of the product. And this actually make it 24 hours by 7 you are selling product internationally. Yep.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
of course, I mean, James, thank you so much for sharing incredible insights and some use cases as well. When we talk about AI and its branches, especially agentic AI, perhaps that could be the one of the technologies to dominate the future in the next couple of years. So, thank you once again for throwing light on some of the critical aspects when we talk about emerging technologies today. Lastly, before we wrap up, James, I would like to understand from you any key practices or key recommendations that you believe the next gen leaders or CIOs should adopt. If you had to sum up the future of tech and IT leadership in one line, what would that be?
Okay, let put this in together. I always tell people. So AI, you have to be understand actually what your organization needs. Of course, there are a lot of technology out there that of course that and those technology that latest you want to be the champion. The things those are latest thing is not cheap.
Correct.
So you have to be identify what is your business need. For example, don't because of AI your operation. So you have to identify what is the weak processes that which actually can be assisted using the AI or the through the automation or digitalization that make it more efficient, make it more cost saving. So not blindly follow whatever people say, because of AI, everything want to change to be AI. For example, that for the industrial, like, utilizing a lot of that customer service, especially now because of the by enhancing the customer experience for the self-service portal, for example, banking, eventually you will see the customer will be slowly will make themselves self-service rather than calling the call center to get the information they want. For example, that last time maybe you want to call the bank to check what is the outstanding amount, when is the due date. But today with the mobile apps or even the e-banking portal, you are able to know all this information. Okay, for example, that let's give one very example that last time when one very things that your car insurance and also the car tax. Last time, actually, you had to be depend on the agent. Hey, quote me, my car insurance going to expire. Please quote me whatever that the thing. Now you can easily go to any online insurance portal that what you call it automatic key in your car plate number, your identification, your national identification number that already can automatically give you the pricing together with all the payment link that you. It's all self service today. And in terms of the for the insurance company or any of the service company, they actually they're reducing the manpower by making the thing to be more efficient. So they're spending money on the automation on AI to make it much more the user experience to be much more simpler, much more lean, and much more faster. So this is the way that you're supposed to be adopting the technology into your business. But for those that the industry that need a lot of human touch, for example, that the personal experience, that maybe that you will still semi-automate the processes, but the personal touch need to be retained. For example, that we call it a luxury shop. For example, that LV. For example, that those you won't buy a handbag or you won't buy a car when you are not experiencing it, when you're not touching it.
Correct.
Okay, so for especially for those that very expensive luxury line product. So and also that some of the things that, for example, that medical line, you need you the doctor physically visit you. So the online actually the doctor to see you based on the camera video, it is happening now in China, but this is for more common disease like flu, cough, fever, all these things. But more complicated disease that you still need to go to a hospital to go through the X-ray, the MRI,
Correct.
and with all the physical doctor consultation actually to
Right.
do. That's why I would say that not every business suitable to AI to automate to do the transformation. But for those that actually able to do that, my point of view that when you do everything online and IoT, everything is connected. So basically that you have to have another risk that are you actually safeguard, are your cyber security, protection is enough actually to safeguard your data. Your data is very important. So most of the ransom actually they ransom you because of the data. So how good is the protection? So that's why that these two things that and also that you need to revise that you have to have a data governance policy. Don't simply share your because whatever you share to AI forever in AI.
Correct.
So sensitive information, you have to be classified. You have to, before submitting for the AI to process that, you need to make sure that we are compliant. We are not leaking any customer personal information that could comply with all the PDPA. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much for giving out these key practices and some best recommendations from your end, reflecting from your journey and sharing some critical insights in today's episode. Well, while we wrap up, I just would like to thank you once again because I'm sure our viewers and our audience has a lot to take away from this session from a global perspective. So thank you once again, and I look forward to connect with you once again.
Yeah, thank you, Simran, for spending 45 minutes with me. Very, very appreciate it. I will see you next time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.